Hi, this is Stéphan Forté from Adagio and you're watching Loud TV. Stay tuned. Thing is, we only have 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, and you cannot do everything. And thing is, I've decided quite late to go back to Adagio, and it had to be my priority. So I went to LA. I spent 3 months and a half there, and everything. But I thought I would give a second chance to Adagio. I wanted to stop, to be honest, because I was bored of the new direction it was taking. And the fact that I've done my 2 solo records, my 2 instrumental records, made me wanted to try again, but in the same way. I mean, going fully artistic. So that's what I did, and that's why I'm focusing on Adagio right now. So the band you're talking about, I'm not saying I will not do it, but for the moment it's a side. We've signed to a management company, a big management company, and of course they wanted us to take a more commercial direction. So we tried for 3 years, and their goal was to transform Adagio into a kind of Nightwish, and this is not what Adagio is about. So I tried, and the more I tried, the more disconnected to it I was, and then in the end I decided to stop. I mean, not to stop, but I needed to breathe and to go back to something more true, more musical, more pure. And so that's why I did my first solo record, and I enjoyed it so much that I did the second one almost immediately, and then I considered doing Adagio again if I was doing it the same way. Now we have the chance to be able to record by ourselves. So it was different places. For the drums, we recorded in studio in Montreuil, France. Most of the guitars I did in my place. Mix was done at Kevin's place. So it's kind of in-house production. Mix was done at Kevin's studio, and the mastering was done at Tower Studio, which is in the south of France, by Brett, which is doing Arion, David Towson, and a lot of other stuff. So on this new album, there is 2 new members and 1 official new member, but even though he worked with us in the past. So on the vocals it's Kelly Sandon Carpenter. He worked with us first time when we toured in Japan. He replaced our singer who couldn't make it. Then it was great, but he was living in Texas, so it was very difficult to work together. Then he moved to Belgium a few years ago, and we tried again. We did some demos, and then that's the first album we are doing together, and having him as an official member. Then on the violin there is Maylin, so that was unexpected. That was not planned to have a violin player. A friend of mine introduced me to her because he felt that she could be the ingredient I was looking for. I was looking for a direction which was going more into the ethnic vibe, and so he sent me the link. I've checked. I was amazed by her musical universe. So she came to my place. We did some tryouts, and that was amazing. And so I proposed her to be in the band, and she said yes. So she's a permanent member. And then the drummer Jelly, who is a monster drummer, integrated the band right during the recordings of the album. I think it's just a mix of a lot of different influences. It's also the first concept album we are doing. which is something I had in mind but never really did. What else? Yeah, there is a more modern direction in terms of composition. Yeah, there are some new ingredients, some gens, even though I don't like the word ingredients in terms of rhythm tracks and stuff. Some very ambient elements as well. Plus, Maylene arriving with the violin brings something new as well. So yeah, I wanted to do something for myself. I wanted to really go through my own life and think. And my way to do this, some people can do that with meditation or psychoanalysis and stuff, and my way is music. And so I mostly did this album for myself at first. And yeah, the subject is life, from birth to childhood to all the feelings you encounter and the loss, the thing you win, the love, everything. So I had to go deep through myself to make it, and yeah, that's the concept of the album. And yeah, and maybe to go deeper into that, I worked a lot on the atmospheres and ambience, because I want people to get into it just like if they were going into a movie about their own life. So it's not an album easy to listen to at first. It's not something you listen while you're cooking or while you're having friends at home. It's more something you put headphones on, closing your eyes, being into a comfortable setting, and dive into it. And then from there you go into yourself. That's what I would like the listeners to try out. But at least that's what I did with myself. I just was isolated from everything for 1.5 years, and just did that through myself. Yeah. It's very positive. Most of the stuff we did in the past was quite dark, except the first one. But this one has a lot of positivity into it, and I'm gonna show it. Yeah. So this is the new album, and so on the cover it's Subramanya, which is a kind of goddess of war and vengeance and stuff. And the cool thing is she's pretty calm here, and it's just kind of like, I'm calm but I can just annihilate you. And that's also one of the messages in life. I mean, you have enemies, and just do what you have to do. And but yeah, the artwork is great, and it's been done by one of our illustrators called Ludovic. The name of his brand, let's say, is Rusalka Design. And so he's doing all he has done, for each song there is an artwork like this in the booklet. So he has done a tremendous job, amazing job. Touring, just like we are focusing on the image and stuff, we want to develop the visual concept on stage, and we want to take time to do that well. And then once everything is set up, because it requires a lot of logistics and people involved, then we will start touring and do it. But I want to take my time, just like I did for the album and the writing.